In today's video, I'm going to show you how to access the hidden job market using LinkedIn. Every day I talk to engineering leaders with 15 years, 20 years, 30 years of experience. They've built teams from scratch. They've shipped products that millions of people use. They've earned every title on their resume. Yet, when they're looking for jobs, they are getting ghosted on LinkedIn, on job applications, by recruiters. This isn't happening because they're not qualified. It's because LinkedIn, the single most powerful tool available to them, is working against them instead of for them. In this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how to fix that using LinkedIn as a powerful weapon. If you're new here and you are a technology leader, hit subscribe and tap the bell. I put out videos every other week specifically for engineering leaders navigating their career at the director level and above. My name is Ryan Stoltzfus, and I'm the founder of the Job Hackers Network. I work with engineering leaders to help them get in front of the right opportunities, in front of hiring managers quickly and efficiently. The program I teach, the Job Hackers Method, is built around a simple idea. The best roles at the director level are not found on job boards. They are won through strategic positioning and direct relationships with the people who have the power to create and fill those roles. And LinkedIn sits at the center of all of that. LinkedIn is where you become findable. It's where you build credibility before you ever walk into the room. And it's where you activate your network at scale. Today, we're covering two big areas: profile optimization and LinkedIn networking strategy. And by the end of this video, you'll have a clear roadmap for both. If you want to go deeper and work through this directly with me, click on the link down in the description below to book a free career strategy call. Okay, let's get into it. Part one of this video is to discuss why LinkedIn matters more than you think. Before we get into tactics, I want to give you a mental model for how LinkedIn actually works behind the scenes. Once you understand this, everything else in this video is going to click. Your LinkedIn profile has two jobs: show up in search and turn views into conversations. Job number one of LinkedIn: show up in searches. LinkedIn is a search engine. When a recruiter or a hiring leader is looking for a director of engineering, for example, they're not browsing through profiles hoping to stumble across someone great. They are running highly filtered searches using LinkedIn Recruiter, which is the full paid version of the platform. And they're filtering by title, location, skills, and keywords embedded throughout people's profiles. Here's what that means for you. If your profile doesn't highlight those keywords and skills, you don't exist, you're invisible. You could have years of exceptional experience and a track record that any company would be lucky to have, and you will not show up in their search because the algorithm can only read what's actually in your profile. Job number two with LinkedIn is to turn views into conversations. Now here's something that might surprise you. When a recruiter runs a search, they're often looking at 70, 80, sometimes 100 plus results. They're not sitting there reading every profile. They're bulk selecting and sending templated outreach messages to a list, 25 at a time. The first time a recruiter actually reads your profile, when they look at it closely, is when you respond to their initial message. So what does that mean? It means your profile isn't just about getting found. It has to convert when somebody finally does land on it. Your profile needs to immediately tell them that you are the person that they've been looking for. Your profile needs to communicate your value so clearly and so compellingly that they want to take the next step with you. It's also important to consider that LinkedIn is a vital tool for accessing what's often called the hidden job market. It's two people talking behind the scenes. Research consistently shows that somewhere between 70% and 80% of roles, especially at the director level and above, are never publicly posted. They're filled through relationships and referrals, often before a job description is ever even written. So your profile must be optimized to show up in search and then create interest and conversations. LinkedIn is also the tool to build the relationships that unlock roles that don't exist, that are really just percolating in VPs of engineering's minds, right? Now that you see why it matters so much, let's go in and let's optimize your profile for search. Part two of this video is on optimizing your LinkedIn profile. So let's go into step one, and that is to turn off activity broadcasting. And this is important. Before you touch anything, before you make a single change to your profile, there's one setting that you need to check. Go to the settings and privacy, then visibility of your LinkedIn activity, and toggle off the option that says share profile updates with your network. If you're currently employed, every change that you make to your profile, every new skill that you add, every headline that you tweak, it can get broadcast to your entire network, including your current colleagues and potentially your manager. And I've seen this happen. People didn't realize that the setting was on. They made changes and suddenly their whole company knew that they were active, that they were looking. So don't let that be you. Turn it off first, then start making your edits. Step number 2 is to craft a headline that's both searchable and clickable. Your headline is one of the most visible parts of your profile. It shows up in search results. It's the first thing a recruiter or hiring manager sees next to your name and your photo. Most people default to something like Director of Engineering at company. That's not a headline. That's a job title and where you work. There's a difference. A great headline is a keyword-rich area that it helps you to show up in the right searches, but it's also human. It gives someone a reason to click on your profile. So here's a framework. Lead with your most important title keywords. Then add a differentiator. Where do you shine? Where is your impact felt in the business? Here are a few examples of strong director-level headlines. Director of Engineering, scaling high-performance cloud infrastructure teams. Engineering Director, AWS, Kubernetes, Platform Engineering, taking product from 0 to 1. And a third one, Director of Engineering, Snowflake dbt Kafka, turning raw data into business decisions that impact revenue. Can you see those parts? See what that does? They hit searchable keywords and they tell a story as well. Someone who reads that knows exactly what you do and why you might be a good fit. One quick tip here. LinkedIn gives you 220 characters on mobile versus roughly 120 on desktop. If you don't have enough space on desktop, pop over into the LinkedIn mobile app and try to update your headline there. You might have more space. Step number 3 is to write an about section that communicates your value proposition very clearly. This is where many people leave opportunities on the table. The about section is often neglected, but it's your chance to tell your story, but not your life story, your career story, fueled by your value proposition. In the Job Hackers method, we help every client build their value proposition from scratch. And it becomes the foundation of everything. Their resume, their networking conversations, their interview answers, and yes, their LinkedIn About section. So here's the framework that we use. Start off with stating who you are, your role, your industry, who you serve. Then describe what you do, the impact you drive in specific results-oriented language. Next, list your strengths, what you're uniquely excellent at, what you're naturally stepping into the room with. Then name a defining accomplishment, one moment that proves that you can deliver with the effective utilization of your strengths. So let's jump into an example. Instead of experienced engineering leader with a passion for technology, which could describe any of a million different people, instead try something like this. I'm a director of data engineering specializing in helping Series B through D tech companies build modern data infrastructure on AWS, Snowflake, and dbt. I build the teams, the platforms, and the systems that allow product and analytics to move faster. My strengths in leading technical teams and building executable processes recently enabled me to lead a migration that reduced data pipeline latency by 70% and enabled real-time ML feature delivery for a team of 200 engineers. That's a value proposition. Anyone who reads that knows exactly who this person is and who they serve, what they're great at, and what they've done. That's clarity, and clarity gets you hired. If you want help drafting your value proposition, then download the template that I've created and have linked down in the description below. Step number 4. This is to pack your experience section with searchable, results-driven content. Your experience section is one of the primary searchable areas within LinkedIn. Like I mentioned before, recruiters, they're not just searching by job title, they're searching by keywords embedded across your entire profile. And your experience section is one place that those are extracted and come from. So a few things that matter here. The first bullet in every role should describe the scope of what you owned. How many engineers did you lead? How many leaders did you lead? And what was the budget, right? What was your P&L if you had one? What was the business context that you were serving? Every other bullet should tell a story, situation, action, and result. This will allow you to describe the context, highlight the specific measures that you took, the actions, and then feature the outcome. At least 1 in every 3 bullets should include a specific number. All of them if possible. Numbers jump off the page. They signal impact. So it's important that you include them. So now, for the skills section. Fill these in deliberately and use all the space that's allowed. It recently went from 50 to 100 and a lot of people don't know that. At the Director Plus level, the most important skills on your profile, they're not only technical ones, they're your leadership ones as well. Things like team leadership, people management, cross-functional leadership, organizational development. These are what signal to a recruiter or hiring manager that you operate at the right altitude in the strategic hemisphere. Your tech stack matters, as it establishes that your domain credibility is solid, but it should support your leadership positioning. It shouldn't lead it. Once you've added the right mix of skills, then go back and critically attach them to the specific roles in your experience, because LinkedIn actually surfaces those skills to recruiters and tells them where you applied them. Okay, so you can attach them to each individual job. Unlike your resume, which should only go back about 10 to 15 years, your LinkedIn profile can go all the way back. Earlier roles, relevant projects, awards, case studies, use it all. The more relevant signal that you put in, the better you show up. Step number 5 is going to be to configure open to work the right way. Once your profile is optimized, it's time to signal to recruiters that you're open to conversations. So go into the open to work settings and list the maximum of 5 desired job titles, not just your current exact job title, but think about variations. Director of Engineering, Director of Software Engineering, Head of Engineering, VP of Engineering. Cast a little bit of a wider net on those titles because titles are different depending upon the size of the company. One of my clients shared on one of our group coaching calls that his recruiter outreach spiked significantly once he expanded his job search titles on his open to work settings beyond just his current title to include his dream titles as well. It was a small change with real results. Now, do I recommend the green open to work banner? That's a question that a lot of people like to ask right around your photo. Honestly, no, I'm not a fan. When you set it to recruiters only, which would not have that open to work banner, recruiters who are searching with LinkedIn Recruiter will still see that you're open to work, which is the whole point. The public banner isn't necessary, and it's oftentimes more of a signal to marketers, to salespeople, right, leading to a lot of spam. And at the Director Plus level, I think that it can actually undermine your positioning to have that open to work banner. You don't want to look like you're desperate for work. You want to look like someone that's in high demand. All right, your profile's built. It's positioned, it's optimized, but a great LinkedIn profile is table stakes. It gets you found. What's really going to unlock the opportunities that aren't even posted yet is a strong LinkedIn networking strategy. That's where we're gonna get into part 3 of this video, and that is on your LinkedIn networking strategy, building that idea out. So as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, 70 to 80% of jobs, they're filled through referrals, relationships, conversations, and at the Director Plus level, the number's even higher, as much as 85 to 90%. The more senior the role, the less likely it is to be posted publicly. So, if your entire job search strategy is based on applying online, you are cutting off the majority of available opportunities and you're swimming upstream. You're fighting against the masses, right? LinkedIn is the primary tool for changing that because you can actually use it to build strategic relationships. So let me walk you through that approach. All right, first, let's chat about who to connect with as you build a network that opens doors. At the director level, your network needs to be intentionally built across 3 categories. Category 1 is peers. Other leaders at the same level at companies that you'd want to work for. These are your referral sources. They can vouch for you and pass your name along. Category number 2 is decision makers, VPs of engineering, CTOs, GMs, CPOs. These are the people who actually create and approve roles. A relationship with one of these people is worth more than 100 job applications. Category number 3 is advocates. People adjacent to the hiring decisions like HRBPs, product leads, senior engineers with influence inside of the organization that you're targeting. Their recommendation can help move your name to the top of the list. Use LinkedIn's search filters, use alumni networks, industry groups, and even Slack communities in your space to identify and connect with these people intentionally. This is not about accumulating connections. It's about purposefully building the right connections and the right relationships. Next, I'd like to talk about how to reach out. And I want to discuss the messages that actually get replies. So here's the mistake that I see constantly. People reach out on LinkedIn with something generic, something like this. Hi, I'd love to connect and explore potential opportunities. And then there's this moment of wondering, this time of wondering why no one is responding. That message is about you and what you want. The messages that work are about the other person, and they lead with specificity and relevance. So here's a simple framework for your first outreach. Start with context. Name something specific about them. A post they made, a talk they gave, a project that they worked on, right? Show relevance. Why are you reaching out specifically to them? What shared experience or challenge connects the two of you? Give a reason to respond, right? Make the ask clear, low friction, as well as mutually valuable. One thing that can work for that is something like being a sounding board on a specific industry topic. Let's throw this all together into an example. Hi, Alex. I saw your recent post about scaling back-end infrastructure teams in a hybrid environment. We've been working through very similar challenges at insert company. I'd love to connect and exchange notes on the effectiveness of hybrid environments if you're open to it. Notice what it does. It's specific, it's about them, it shows shared experience, and the ask is easy and it's pertinent. You're not asking for a job, you're building a relationship and you're adding value. And if you have a mutual connection, always try to get a warm introduction. The reply rates with a warm introduction is dramatically higher than cold outreach. So let's chat about staying visible and playing the long game on LinkedIn. Here's a little bit of a mindset shift that may change how you use LinkedIn. Networking is not what you do when you need a job. It's what you do long before you ever need one. The leaders who get the best opportunities are the ones who show up consistently, comment with insight on relevant posts, share articles with a personal take, follow up on conversations, give updates, and reach out to people just to add value. Additionally, LinkedIn groups is worth talking about. This is one that tends to get underused. You can be in up to 100 different groups. These are concentrated communities of like-minded peers, decision makers, and advocates, all in one place. Joining the right groups expands your network visibility dramatically and quite quickly. So join 3 to 5 LinkedIn groups and show up. Contribute. Start expanding your network. I want to leave you with this. The leaders who get the best roles, the ones who transition into companies that actually value them, that pay them what they're worth, that give them the scope and the challenge that they're after, they don't get those roles by applying to random job boards and hoping. They get there because they show up with clarity about who they are. They communicate that clearly on LinkedIn, and they go directly to the people who have the power to make things happen. That's what LinkedIn done right makes possible. LinkedIn is not a resume repository. It's a relationship and storytelling platform. And when you use it intentionally, everything changes. If you found this video helpful and insightful, then please hit that like button. It helps more engineering leaders to find this content. And subscribe if you haven't already. Now, if you're ready to stop guessing and start executing a strategy that actually works at your level, book a free career strategy call with me. The link is in the description below. We're going to talk about where you are now, where you want to be, and what it would look like to work together through my job search and career growth program, the Job Hackers Method. Be sure to watch these videos next for more actionable content on advancing your career in technology leadership. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.